Hey, Max here, and I got a hot topic to talk to you Star Wars fans about. And it's a real hot topic today. It's about Star Wars and about the recent announcement of Jon Favreau for the live action TV series, and that people are upset because it's another white male. Is that fair? Let's talk about it. But first, let's give the warning. This video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and a Mad Max. And I am mad because this is a good news. But of course, people can't see the good in anything. They can't be positive about this. Jon Favreau has done a lot for diversity in Hollywood. In his casting in his recent projects. Should be applauded for that. Let's get on to it. Jon Favreau is announced as a producer and writer for Star Wars TV series. And why is there such an outrage for blockbuster movies and franchises? Jon Favreau is announced and the internet goes crazy about another white male for Star Wars. Here's a question. Who then? Everyone complaining. Please recommend someone with enough experience that is active in Hollywood right now that could handle it and that is good for the property. You can't solve Hollywood's problems in a day, or the world's problems for that matter. The same privileged Hollywood elite have been getting their projects made time and time again. And now instead of them putting their money where their mouth is and starting real diversity with funding women and minority projects, Hollywood wants to force them onto blockbuster movies. This is Hollywood's problem. And Hollywood has a lot of problems. Don't force them onto fans at the expense of the property. Hollywood has an issue with another white man in all their projects. Not Star Wars. This is Hollywood's problem. Diversity and representation shouldn't jump the line. Everyone should get equal opportunities to build up experience. And then let's revisit the conversation when it makes sense. Anyone who should be considered for any of these blockbuster movies and franchise movies should be seasoned and experienced. Who does it really benefit to give a property to someone that does not have the experience? Not the producer, not the writer or the director. Diversity and representation, I personally believe, is important, but it also has to make sense and not at the expense of the project. Just placing someone in the position when they are not ready could kill their career. It could kill it. You'd be feeding that person to the wolves. So to all those people that say, we got another white male, tell us who. Let's have a real conversation. Give us an example of someone that is experienced and would be good fit for Star Wars and that's being overlooked. Because I can't think of one. I've heard so much complaints on the internet today, and I can't think of anyone suggesting a recommendation. There are a lot of white males that have experience necessary to helm this type of project. And there are very few women or minorities. But that's because it's Hollywood, and the way Hollywood's been running for years. There needs to be a change in Hollywood. Everyone deserves a chance to get their projects off the ground, but then just shoehorning them into projects to have diversity just to have it without true representation and experience. Everyone deserves to get experience too. This shouldn't be the fans' problems. And how come we don't ask what is the best for Star Wars? Because this is one of the best announcements to come for Star Wars in quite some time. Favreau has a lot of experience. He is a fan. And one of the best things about this announcement to me is he's a good collaborator. Unlike Rian Johnson, Colin Trevorrow, or even Kathleen Kennedy. He has experience and he works well with others. He could be the perfect person to helm a Star Wars TV series and include diversity in directors and help cultivate talent across the board in the cast, behind the scenes, and he could cultivate and help new directors. Work together. That's how to build a brighter future for diversity and representation, is everyone work together. Star Wars has a lot of problems recently, and a lot of it has to do with inexperience and no direction. Out of all the people that have been given a Star Wars property since Disney took over, this is the most promising. He has experience in front and behind the camera. So I'm happy with this announcement, but again disappointed with the SJW community for their constant complaining. Because every single SJW I've listened to today has said, but yeah, I really like Jon Favreau. You do? Okay, well be quiet then. Because the announcement said he is writing and producing. Take a look at how great real representation is that benefits the movie or property by looking at what he did with the Lion King casting or the Jungle Book. Lion King's in production right now. He may be doing a really great job there too, which I have no doubt that he is. Favreau includes diversity in his projects, and if anything, the announcement should be a win for SJW and diversity, because he is the one that got it right for all these Disney live action movies, with real representation instead of culture appropriation. This is the guy that stopped the Disney whitewashing trend for live action movies. He should get credit for that. Look at the cast of The Lion King. That's representation. If you have representation in the movie and the director is another white guy, or the producer is another white guy, he's still experienced, he's good for the job, and he will include it in the project. So that's what's important. But here's what I think the real story is. Jon Favreau's live-action Star Wars series, I don't think it's going to be ready for launch of the Disney streaming service. Because I don't think it will be. He's writing and producing. So this sounds like they are not using George Lucas's script. Maybe the animated series, the next animated series after Rebels will be ready. But do you think the live action is going to be ready? I don't think so. Not if they have to write it. I thought they were going to get a producer for the Underworld scripts that George Lucas wrote. Or maybe rewrite or adapt the scripts that they already had. But if this is writing from scratch, and he's still completing The Lion King, I don't know, that's a limited time to get a new series off the ground. From the writing phase. All these new announcements are all from the writing phase. So I think there is going to be a break in Star Wars. I think it's actually needed, and it might be good for the series as a whole. So what do you guys think of this announcement? Are you happy with Jon Favreau? I think this is a win all the way around. Is this proof that SJWs can never be happy? I mean, he started the trend for true representation in the live action adaptations for Disney films. So I really want to know your thoughts on this. And do you think, this is another interesting point I wanted to add to the end of this episode. Was John Bob's pick or Kathy's? Is this part of the course correction? Going with known talent, experience, and that have a working relationship with Disney already? Do you think that this was Kathy's idea or Bob's? He's done good for Disney. And now get on to the viewer comment. This comes from Stego Rex. That will be good. We don't need a bunch of Star Wars movies. I love Star Wars and always will, but they need to take a break. I think we do need a breather. I really still hope Kathleen Kennedy is no longer with Lucasfilm. I really hope she doesn't get to take over as Disney president. But I think a gap after Episode 9 with everything will be good. I still want to see the next animated series, though. That's my one caveat. I really am interested to see what happens after Rebels, what they go with. But other than that, after Episode 9, we could use a break. Great comment. Please keep them coming. And I'm really interested to read your comments on this subject. So thanks for watching, guys. And this is where I remind you, you don't have to follow me anywhere. All I want from you is to join in the conversation and talk about a hot topic. So thanks for watching, guys.